Okay, so thank you for following directions. If you opened up the Google slideshow that is listed, you should be watching this video before doing anything in the Google Slide Hyperdoc. So I know we haven't really talked about what a Hyperdoc is yet, but you're going to soon. Just know for now that I create Google slideshows with links, and if you navigate through the slides in order, it should all kind of make sense. So I'm going to very quickly explain how to do that with this particular Google Slide Hyperdoc. So today we're going to work on Google Drawings, and we're going to kind of start exploring how to use Google Drawings. This is something that we are going to use often, especially during distance learning, so it would be good to get ourselves acquainted. Notice that when I switch to the next slide, I am just clicking down below. I'm not doing the present when I'm looking at my Hyperdoc right now, because then I can't click on anything. So I just went from this slide, number 1, number 2, and I'm just going to click through the slides in order. I'm going to read them to myself or out loud to you right now, and I'm going to do any activities that are listed. So for this Hyperdoc, we have one essential question. How do I participate in lessons using Google Drawings? So that's what we're going to think about as we click along. The first part of our lesson is the engage part. I'm going to scroll down right here so that I can access the slides that follow. I could also use the arrow keys, so I could just hit the arrow key down to go to the next slide. So this slide says, watch this video to see some examples of the amazing graphics you can create using Google Drawings. So this is an embedded video. So if I just click on this, the video should play. It'll play right there on my slideshow. I don't have to, it won't take me to YouTube or anything. If I were to click on this, it would take me to YouTube. Then I would have to navigate back and forth. So it's probably just a good idea, unless you need to see it a little bit better and want to go full screen, to just let it play here. So when you do this slideshow on your own, you can pay more attention to what's going on this video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but this video is just showing examples of what types of things you can use Google Drawings to create. The next portion of my Hyperdoc is the explain portion. So the first thing I'm going to explain is how to find Google Drawings on your Chromebook or whatever device you're using. So there's several ways that we can access Google Drawings on a Chromebook or a laptop. Because we're going to look at all the different ways we can find it. You can kind of decide which one you think is the easiest. So the first thing you could do is you could find Google Drawings through going to your Google Drive. This video will show you how to do that. The second way you can find Google Drawings is just to go to a Google search, and in the search bar, just type in Google Drawings. And the first thing that shows up is going to be Google Drawings. You can watch that video. Finally, sometimes on Hyperdocs or assignments, I'll just put a Google Drawings link. So hyperlink is something that I can hover over and click on. And when I click down here below, it'll take me to this website. There's a hyperlink here on this word link, and you can usually tell something's a hyperlink if it's underlined in a different color, popular color being blue. Also, sometimes images are hyperlinks. So if I click on this image, it is a hyperlink. One thing I should point out while I'm going through this is that this is a Google slide that you can edit. So for example, when I click here, if I were to drag, I could easily mess up this. So when we're doing hyperlink Google Slide stuff, sometimes we'll be asked to move things around that we're supposed to move around. Sometimes we are not supposed to move around anything, like in this case, but sometimes we do it accidentally. So if you were to accidentally move something that you shouldn't have, because sometimes it happens, you can just go up to undo. You could do edit, undo. and I just moved it around a lot, so I'd have to undo several times. Another way to undo is see these two buttons up here. You just click undo here. There, looks like it's back where it was supposed to be. And then there's also a shortcut, which is Control Z. I think the easiest way just might be, so if I click on undo up here, see how it shows me the shortcut, Control Z. That's an undo as well. All right, so back to Google Drawings. So again, there are 3 videos on slides 8, 9, and 10 showing all the different ways to access Google Drawings that you can watch as you go into the slideshow yourself. The next section of our Hyperdoc is going to be the Explore section, where we get to start exploring Google Drawings. Before you start exploring, there's a couple videos I posted here that you can watch, just kind of showing you some basics of how to use Google Drawings. Tips and tricks, right? And then after you watch those tips and tricks, you can use the hyperlink I created to go to a practice link. And it's loading. I can tell it's loading because this thing is cycling up here. Also, notice when I hit that link, it took me to a new tab. At the top of my screen, I've got 3 tabs open right now. I had the Google Classroom open, I have my slideshow, and then when I opened that link, it opened in a new tab. So I can go back and forth between these. So this practice link that I created is just for you to practice. Start messing around in Google Drawings. Over to the side here, create an awesome Google drawing. Watch the videos to learn how to change your canvas background, add different types of lines and shape, and add shapes. So those videos were on that previous slide, right? I also put a hyperlink here explaining how to change your background if you want to watch that, or you could probably just figure it out on your own. Up here you have your line controls. Up here you have your shapes, your text boxes. You can insert images. This is adding comments, so this is not something you would really use typically. This is something your teacher would use if I want to write something to you but not mess up your drawing. You can zoom in and out. These buttons up here are kind of the same thing as what's going on down here. There's lots of different things to learn about using Google Drawings. Right now, let's start out with just drawing some shapes. So when you get into that practice link, practice drawing some shapes, changing their colors, and things like that based on what the video showed. I'm gonna go back to the slideshow. So after you have an opportunity to kind of play around a little bit on Google Drawings, I've got some missions for you to do. And this is our elaborate section. So your first mission is going to be through a program called shapegrams.com. So shapegrams.com has these digital drawing challenges in Google Drawings. When I click on this image, I've got a hyperlink. I can click on it, it'll open a new tab and take me to my first challenge. Now, this challenge is accessible to everyone on the internet, right? So if I were to go into the document and change anything, literally everyone on the internet would see those changes. That's why it's asking me to make a copy. So a lot of times when we have documents, we make a copy because any changes we make are made to every single one of these. So I just click on that copy. So this is Shapegrams. I'm in a Google drawing that was started for me already. Shapegrams is kind of cool because basically I'm trying to make this exact house right here using the Google drawing tools. Over to the side, so I can navigate back and forth to the sides using this. I can also navigate up and down if I wanted to using this. Over to the sides on Shapegrams, there are some hints. I could watch this video if I needed help. I could read some of these hints here to help me out too. And then over here, it has like a little question I can answer. And this is just about buildings in general. So it doesn't really have to do with Google Drawings, just something to think about while you're making this. So there is one rule for using shapegrams. If you know how to copy and paste, you're not allowed to do that. That's cheating, right? You need to create this like totally on your own, not copying and pasting. Okay. This is practice. So I know copy and pasting is easy, but you're not going to get that practice in. All right. So that's your first mission, is to create that house. I'm going to go back to the slideshow. Your next mission in Shapegrams is to create this face. So same thing. I'm going to click on that, open the link, make a copy. So same thing. I am going to try to recreate this emoji face. It's got some tips and tricks over here. I also have a little activity over here. You can read through that and do that activity. And again, we're trying to recreate this face, not copying and pasting right here, right next to it, and see how you do. So see, as I open my hyperlinks, I'm getting more tabs open. And then our last section in our Hyperdoc is the evaluate. So this is your final challenge. This is a tricky one. Yeah, it's pretty tricky. So shapegrams with making this ice cream cone. Again, make a copy. All right, look at all those sprinkles we have to make in different colors and everything, and the shape of the bottom of the ice cream cone. Again, like I said, it's a tricky one. So don't be shy about using these tips and tricks over here. Watch the video if you need to. Read some of these things. There's a duplicate button. So copying and pasting from the original is not okay. But if I made one sprinkle over here on my own and I wanted to copy and paste more sprinkles, I can do that. You can copy and paste something you made. You just can't copy and paste something that was already made for you. All right, so those are 3 shapegram missions. Now, the last thing I want to show you before you guys go tackle this Hyperdoc is when I do Google Drawings. So let's say it's lunchtime. I've been working on my shapegrams. I'm going to close those out. I've eaten a delicious, nutritious lunch, and I want to work on my shapegrams that I already started. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Google Drawings. Typing it in the search bar and clicking right here. So what always happens is when you go back into Google Drawings, everyone freaks out because my shapegrams are gone. Where'd they go? All that work I did, ruined. If I were to go back here and I were to access my shapegrams by clicking, I'd have to make a brand new copy. It would be gone again. Do you have to start over then? No. So this is how you find your shapegram that you already started, because you might not finish it today and you might not finish it by the time you have to turn off your computer, right? So don't freak out. You didn't lose it. This is how you're going to find a drawing that you already started. So I'm going to go to my Google Waffle, my Ego over here, making sure I'm logged in. So there's me. I'm going to go to my Google Drive. My drive is loaded. I use Google for all sorts of things. Your drive might not be so loaded, but look, quick access. Guess what? Here are my shapegrams that I started. They're in my drive. If you don't see them up here, just scroll down through the bottom. They'll be there too. Or you can click on recent. Look, there's my shapegrams again. Okay, so if you don't finish your drawings, it's okay. They'll be saved. That's the cool thing about Google. Everything is cloud-based, so you don't have to click save ever. Everything is automatically saved, whether it's on a slideshow, a document, or a Google drawing. You just got to go to your drive to retrieve it and keep working on it. All right, so hopefully that made sense, and hopefully I was helpful. So what you're going to do now is you are going to hit stop on this video. You're going to open your own copy of Introduction to Google Drawings. You're going to walk yourself through these slides, making sure that you actually watch the videos this time. And then you are going to work your way down to creating those shapegram images. All right, so have fun.